Welcome back to another video. I honestly feel like I've had the most chaotic week. It's just been so busy, but I do prefer it when the weeks are busy. It makes time go super fast though, but it's nice to just have lots of things to look forward to. I feel like I'm finally making some progress with the kind of art pieces that I want to take to the art market that I've got coming up in a couple of weeks. It's actually coming up really fast, so I need to get myself in gear a little bit and decide on some pieces that I am going to take. But after this week I definitely feel like I am getting there a little bit. I've also ordered some stands to put my cards on and things. I managed to find some on Vinted, so I'm just waiting for those to arrive, but I'm really excited for them to arrive and to do a practice setup of everything and see all of the prints come together. Hopefully that I'm gonna find that the pieces do go together, but we'll see, because I feel like everything's a little bit chaotic still at the moment. Obviously with having a baby I feel like everything is really chaotic. I also took a trip to the botanical gardens this week. That's where I got so much inspiration from. All of the flowers were out, everything was in full bloom because it's the summer, and it was just so beautiful. It was such a nice day away from the flat, and it was just super nice to spend some time in nature as well. Flowers are my absolute favourite thing to draw, and I must have taken a million pictures that I can use as reference photos. I also love making floral prints, and I think that flowers translate really well into lino cuts because they can be block shapes or really detailed, both of which are perfect for lino printing. My personal style is a little bit more of a block shape rather than something that's super detailed. I also was really inspired by the range of colours of all of the plants, and it made me want to create prints in brighter colours. I've definitely come such a long way from printing with black ink, which is basically how I started out printmaking, but I'm still learning and experimenting when it comes to different coloured inks, and it's still a little bit out of my comfort zone. And in the future I would really love to try a reduction lino print using loads of different colours, but I think I'm slowly working my way up to that, and at the moment I probably don't have enough time to do that, and I'm just happy kind of experimenting with the different colours that I've got right now. I also popped into Cass Art just to have a look at their art supplies. I haven't been in there for such a long time, but I wanted to pick up some drawing ink, and I've lost my little paintbrush. I've got no idea where it's gone, so I needed to pick up a new one. I spent ages sketching using the reference photos from the botanical gardens, using the blue drawing ink, and I didn't actually know, but because this is Indian ink, you have to wash your paintbrush out really thoroughly, otherwise the ink will ruin the paintbrush and you won't be able to use it anymore. That was a really useful piece of information that I got told in Cass Art, and I literally had no idea, and I honestly get through so many paintbrushes because I'm so bad at washing them. The blue drawing ink gave me the idea to add a darker tone onto this print that I finished last week. I started with a darker blue and added these kind of shadows. I only added the smallest amount so it still looks very subtle, but I think it's massively improved the print and I really like it much more now. I also really want to try to do this with a contrasting colour, and I also think that it would look really nice on the purple print with the yellow background that I printed last week. I think the detail finishes off the print really nicely. I think it adds a little bit of depth to the print and makes it look slightly more unusual. I also think that this would work really well as a multi-block print, and then I could do thicker shadows and do loads of different colours, or I could even do it as a reduction lino print. I think that that would work really well too, but for the moment it's just a little bit easier to paint onto the print rather than carve multiple different lino blocks. I also had a little scrap of stamp rubber left over, and I really liked some of the flowers that I had sketched, so I took one of the ideas and I finalised it in Procreate. I used the weird shape of the lino and tried to make the flower fit into it using up as much of the stamp rubber as possible, so that's why it's a little bit of a weird shaped design. But I didn't want to waste any because stamp rubber is so expensive and it also is quite difficult to get hold of in the UK. I bought this piece from Hand Printed UK, but again it's so expensive. I think you can maybe get it on Amazon as well, but it's not super readily available. So once I'd finalised it in Procreate, I traced the design onto tracing paper so that I could transfer it onto the stamp rubber. I have a couple of little organic zip bags that I wanted to print for the art market, and I thought that this flower would be perfect. And I wanted to print two of them kind of facing each other so the design would be flipped, but the flowers would be in the centre, if that makes any sense. So I'm really excited to try that out because I think it will look nice. But sometimes things look a little bit weird when they're printed on fabric, especially like smaller designs, so I'm not sure exactly how this is going to look. But I carved this using my file tools and it was so satisfying to carve. But I ended up having to colour in the whole flower so that I could see whether the lines were even or not, and also whether the lines were a little bit shaky or whether they were nicely straight. But I think overall this turned out super cute and I really can't wait to print it, and I'm hoping that it's going to turn out okay. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and I'll see you very soon for a new